my channel. Today we're gonna do something cool. We're gonna put some LEDs on the bottom of my consultainment center. So those are the ones we're gonna use right there. And I'm gonna try my best to put them in here. Here on the other side of this, all the way across. I want to put the LEDs. So here it is. I actually have to cut a hole here to run the strip through. I want to run the wire down here, all the way down, drill it through here to connect it to the other LED that's going to be attached here. Here, I want to add a switch. So underneath, if I make a hole just right over here, this was for me dragging it in here. That's where the button's gonna go. I just want it on and off. That's all I want. Nothing special. Because I really want to hide as much wire as possible. Alright, so now that I moved that over, now it's time we take these consoles out, put them in a spot where they're not going to get damaged or filled with more dust, because I got to literally clean everything with a Q-tip from all the dust from my room here. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way so I can start drilling in peace. Then take the measurements, then cut the LEDs, then solder the external wires, and then come back and try to mount them in there, alright? So let's do this. Alright, so it looks like they work. I gave it a try. I just want to make sure because one time when I did my front porch, I actually bought some LEDs to attach their external LEDs. So they came with like this metal casing. I installed them, and after I put them all in, and after I glued them all in and sealed them, two of the freaking LEDs were the wrong color. As you can see, they work fine. As you can see, they have the marking right here where I can cut it. So I'm going to actually cut them and the mark there and then solder it. I have to scrape off a little bit where that copper is and then solder the cable there. So it's time to take the measurements. So let's go get the tools that we need. Alright, so the reason why I'm using this is because if I go in and I try to drill with this, I'm afraid that I'm going to scratch the top of it. I really want to try without this. I really need to get as close as possible to it. So this is why I'm just going to test it out. What I want is I want to pass the LED through the hole, but I don't want it to be like a lump. You know, it's going to be a little bit, but that's fine as long as it's not like a huge drop, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm going to go ahead and check it out now. I'm going to mark it with this thing. So this way when I put the drill bit on it, doesn't slide over. Let's try it out and see if it works. Alright, the first hole came out beautiful. Alright, that hole came out a lot better. Hole number 3. So I'm gonna make a small hole for the wires to go through so it's not a big giant freaking mess. And I'm gonna use this one. I don't know what the hell this is. It's a 532. We got the 3 holes down, and now we need to do 3 more holes for the bottom, and then we need to do 1 hole for the push button. But now we'll do the 3 holes for the bottom part first. Alright, so now that I made a huge mess, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my bins so I can get that switch that I told you guys about. The switch I did want, I could swear I had it, and I still just swear I have it. I usually never buy just one. I always buy at least 2 whenever I find something like this. So I'm going to use this rocker switch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the hole. I'm probably going to remove those things on the sides, depending on the size of the drill bit. If I can get something that will accept it, I want to keep it as clean as possible. As you can see by the switch here, it does not have much of a ridge around it. So I won't be able to hide too many imperfections. So I have to be very careful when I drill. So let's see what it's rated for. It says 3 amp, 6 amp, 125 volts AC, 3 amp, 250 volts AC. So this thing is perfectly capable and it's certified, so you know it's a safe switch. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one. So the next step is to find the drill bit with the right measurement, the right opening. I think it might actually be this one. So I'm going to go and I'm going to measure this up and see what I can come up with. Alright, so I know it's not a 7/18, so I'm going to put this back since I no longer need it. So that's almost a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to actually do a 1/2 inch and see what happens. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I don't want to put it too close here. So I want to make it something like here where I can kind of hide it a little bit, you know? Like here, where the wire can still reach through the other side. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go ahead and solder up the wires for this so we can plug it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sacrifice this, this power supply. It's from an old D-Link camera. I no longer need this. Alright, so now what we're going to do is test it. So not to make sure that it works, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these LEDs that I have here and I'm going to test it out. Let's use the red one. I'm going to turn on the voltage. Alright, so I got the voltage running on this now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to test it out and make sure that the switch is still working. So as you can see, the LED is working, the switch is fine, nothing got ruined. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I put the line on, so when I hit the switch, I can just push it this way towards the entertainment center. So what we're going to do now, is now that I know that this is working and I tested it, we're going to install it here, run the wire through. So if you look, the switch is good. So now I have the line, so basically I just have to push my hand, flip it this way and it's on. And then this part is off. Alright, so that switch is now installed. It's there, the cable's sticking out. Now it's time to install the LEDs. Alright, so now that the LEDs are complete and they're all installed, the next thing to do is to add this cable track that I bought. I know it's overkill, but it came with tons of shit in it, so for $21 plus tax, I thought this was worth it. I think there's like 20 feet in here. Oh, there's only 12 feet. Kid. Anyways, what I like about it is it comes in black. See, look, now in black. So, I'm going to take a measurement so I can start cutting, and that's going to hide the cables right off to the back. So I got the switch installed, okay, and I got the two sets of LEDs. So now I'm just ready to take the measurement. I never liked these things because they're always white. Oh, that's dust. I was wondering, what in God's name is that? So it's going to be a piece from here to here. So this cable here is actually going to get put into a molding up against the side. Then it's going to get to the bottom and it's going to connect here. This piece is going to be flush up against it, which is going to drive the wire out to the back of that with a hole. So this is all going to be connected. Y'all digging it? I'm digging it. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill the hole in the back here. So when I put the raceway on it, the wire can go through the back. Then I'm going to heat shrink the spliced wires. So I'm just wiping it down because it's got a little bit of dust. So I want the double-sided tape that's in the back of the raceway to actually stick. Alright, so now what I need to do is to make sure this works. Okay, so now this is all complete. As you can see here, I have the raceway, I have the nice, angle so it looks professional. It's all double-sided taped in. I have the switch right here. So what I'm gonna do now, because of the scratches, is I'm actually gonna tape this raceway off so nothing gets paint on it, and I'm gonna just pass the spray paint on this just to clean this whole piece up. Alright, so everything is dark in here except for a tiny little piece of light in there. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like now that it's complete and wired up with the switch working and everything. But boom! Boom! So I'm very happy with the progress. I'm happy that I finally finished it. It's all lit up, ready to go. Now what I'm going to do, like I said before, clean it and then touch up some spray paint. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't wait to throw the consoles in there so you guys can see what's coming up next. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
I am a prodigy, I am a leader, they follow me. If I don't like them, they lie on me. Pull out the chopper, let that shit bang. If you don't like it, then you